Hey, my name's Josh and I'm from Get Wild Animal Experiences. Today I'm going to teach you about one of my friends. His name is Anatoly and he is a Stimsons python. Stimsons pythons are scientifically known as Antresia stimsoni. Stimsons pythons are part of the Antresia family, and in that family are a few different species such as the children's python, spotted python, and also the pygmy python. The Stimsons python grows to approximately 1 metre in length, which is fairly small for a snake. They are a native Australian species found throughout central and western Australia. They inhabit various habitats from arid grasslands and shrublands to woodlands and deserts. Stimsons pythons favour habitats which provide many places to shelter, such as rocky outcrops, crevices, hollow logs, and even large termite mounds. Did you know that Stimsons pythons sometimes have different colours and patterns depending on where they're found in Australia? For example, Anatoly here is a wheatbelt Stimsons python, because the subspecies is found in southwest Western Australia, also known as the wheatbelt region. Due to human interference, the wheatbelt Stimsons python is hard to find in the wild. However, other subspecies such as the Pilbara Stimsons is commonly found. Reptiles are cold-blooded animals, and what that means is they can't regulate their own body temperature, so they need to bask in the sun and absorb heat, that which provides them with energy to become active. A cool way to think of reptiles is that they are solar powered. Stimsons pythons are a nocturnal species, and that means that they are active during the night. Due to them being nocturnal, they cannot use sunlight to create energy, so they lay out in the warm rocks and absorb the heat that way, creating enough energy to become active during the night. Stimsons pythons, like many other pythons, have very poor eyesight, but that does not stop them from moving around. If you look closely at the tongue of a snake, you'll see that it is forked. This is a very cool feature to have. What this forked tongue does is it collects lots and lots of little scent particles on receptors located on the end of both those forks, and that sends information to what's called the Jacobson's organ. Now that's located in the roof of their mouth. What that organ does is it processes all of the information and then tells the snake which direction it needs to go. How cool is that? Once the snake has picked up the scent of a prey item, it starts to move towards it, continuously flicking its tongue in and out. Once it is close enough, they curl up in what's known as the S position or strike position, and when the moment is right, they quickly strike out. They'll grab that prey item, they'll wrap around it, asphyxiating it. Now, pythons don't have arms or legs, so they can't use a knife and fork to cut up their own food, so they need to swallow it whole. Many people say that snakes actually dislocate their jaw. However, they have a spatial bone in the back of their jaw called the quadruped bone. It is basically a hinge allowing them to open their mouths to almost 180 degrees. The front of their jaw is extremely flexible and stretchy, which enables them to open their jaw up to 2 to 3 times the width of their skull. Now, snakes usually swallow their food head first, and the reason for this is that arms, legs, and wings will fold down against the body, preventing any injury to the snake's stomach. Once the snake has its head around the prey item, it starts to wriggle until the prey item is just behind the snake's head. And that's when the muscles pull the food item down into the stomach. Depending on the temperature, it may take a few days to a week, maybe longer, for the snake to completely digest its food. Did you know that Stimsons pythons lay eggs? The Stimsons python lays a clutch of approximately 7 to 10 eggs. Now these eggs stick together in a bundle, and once all the eggs are laid, the female will wrap herself around them to incubate them. Now in captivity, the python's keeper will remove the eggs and place them into an artificial incubator. This will also enable the female to breed again and lay another clutch within a few more weeks. Now after approximately 45 to 50 days, the eggs begin to hatch, and the hatchlings are then on their own. Their mother doesn't look after them. They can last a week or two on the yolk that is still in their stomachs, but after that, they need to start catching their own prey. Stimsons pythons prey on a variety of different animals, such as mice, frogs, small lizards, small birds, and sometimes even insects. Like many other species of python, they can go for many months without consuming food. Stimsons pythons, like many other reptiles, depending on where they are located, go through what's known as a brumation period. And this is when the snake finds some shelter and can become inactive for a period of time. Now, this is usually during the winter months when it is cooler. Like all species of reptiles, they need to absorb sunlight in order to become active and also digest their food. When there is minimal sunlight, the snakes have the option to wait until there is a suitable amount of sunlight to become active again. Stimsons pythons, along with other species of the Antresia family are quite commonly kept and bred in captivity right around Australia. If you're interested in keeping native reptiles such as the Stimsons python, you should do some research into the captive care of your chosen species. And also contact your state Department of Primary Industries, as they'll be able to provide you with information in regards to licensing. If you do see a snake out in the wild, please do not attempt to touch it or pick it up. Many venomous snakes look like non-venomous snakes. If you do encounter a snake, back away slowly, maintain visual contact and leave it alone. Snakes will usually move away. If the snake does stay and you're worried about your safety, please call a registered snake handler. I hope you enjoyed my presentation on the Stimsons python. Thank you.